Finally done. Took quite a few steps to put it in. Watch and see the steps. I am going to face away in case of flash or anything like that, which I don't expect anything like that to happen, but you can never be too safe when working with electric. Now, one of my next jobs will be to get power to the basement down there of my new addition here. I'll show you the basement. Right here. And instead of running a lot of lines to it, I am actually going to put a box inside there in order to run power. I'll run a 100 amp box over there. I started on the conduit the other day and the cable coming down. I'll show you that. Now up above there is the 125 amp box that goes into this camp. I ran a cable down it. It's too hard to run conduit up to it. So I ran the cable here along this beam here down into what you see is a plastic box. Now from that, I'm running conduit. Let me crawl up in here. It's a little tight. There's the box, and the conduit stretches down to the last beam. From there, I'll have to run it into the new building. Now, in order to get a box for this, I am going to look down towards this old camp down here. Now, I purchased this a while ago. The owners wanted rid of it, and it bordered my property. Now, I gave them probably a little bit more than it was worth, but it is bordered and it added an acre and a half to my ground. Let's take a walk down there. If we don't slide down this hill here. Okay. Yeah. See, it's starting to get overgrown a bit. Now there's steps here that I'm not going to be able to see. You see it's kind of rough, but now the power from the outside, it had a little fire on it about, I don't know, quite a few years ago. So electric company had to disconnect it. A tree fell against it. So right here, I have a free 100 amp box I'm going to use. It has the main, has a lot of breakers, so this is going to save me probably 200 bucks or so. And saving money is always a good thing. Plus, I'll also take out some of those lights and use them, probably some boxes. So that's what I may be doing today, is doing some, there's another box I'll be taking out. Doing some demo in here to use this equipment in my camp. There's an old gun rack. And a few parts. I don't even know where this still works anymore. Cabinets aren't much good. Stereo system. I don't know if I ever get power up to my camp. I might take it on up. Light. I'll probably use bulbs for the simple reason. Those fluorescent tubes, it gets too cold up there for a while. They won't work too well. So I'm going to go get some equipment so I can get started. Hey, I'm not going to mess around with the wiring first. I'm just going to cut it. So I can get someplace warm in order to take care of it. I doubt if this camp will ever have power again. I'm actually debating on when to pay to have somebody knock it down. I thought about taking it down myself, but it's just hard to find the time. I'm a saver. My wife says I save a lot of junk, but I do end up use a lot of the junk. So to me, it's not really junk. And there we go. One box. Easier to carry up in one piece. Okay, now I'm going to clean it up, get all the wires off of it, make sure it'll work, which I don't have any doubt it will. Okay, you see this connection between here and here. This is between the ground bar and the common, or the neutral, or the white, however you want to put it. This is bare, and this is what connects them together. Now, this is a sub panel. Sub panels cannot have this connection because it's a sub. The ground goes back to, or when they're tied together, goes back to the main, which is up here in the camp itself. This one will be in the basement, so I have to take this out so that those two are not connected, but they'll be connected in the main panel. I'll keep this just in case I ever need it. As you see how it goes in there, this spot is actually grooved. Hopefully you can see it. Let me verify. This is grooved, so it has to go in this way. It will not go in the other way. Oops, I'm not here. It was this one. Goes in like that. You see it comes out. It has to slide out because of this hook the way it is. So once this is out, these two are no longer connected together. That way your common will be on this side. Your white, your neutral, however you want to put it, and this will be the ground. Now, I'm cleaning this up. I just like a fresh, clean start whenever I start a project. When I get ready to hang this, I want to be able to hang it clean. And I do have a unique circumstances now. I found bats that are hibernating in my new basement. And I'll give you a picture of them. I called the game commission. They don't know quite what to do with them except leave them there till they're done hibernating and move out. Now it's the very beginning of February. That may not happen till May, so we'll have to wait and see what happens on that. I'll try to keep you informed. He said maybe try to cover them up something if you're working down there and you have heat down there to keep them warm, or so they don't get too warm and go out here in this really, really rigid cold. They won't last in this rigid cold. Okay, here I am in my basement. You can see the conduit for the electrical box right there. The first thing I got to do is put some sort of a wall there. Yesterday, when I got up here, I painted that section of the wall just to have one sealant on it. Now I'm going to go ahead and frame in. I'm only going to go 3.5 feet over, and you'll see why later in the video. Okay, frame has been assembled. I went ahead and assembled that. Now you'll see I'm going to put some insulation on the back. I'm going to glue it on first. And I forgot to turn it on when I pushed this up in here. And it's up into place. And this piece is glued on in the back. Need to pound it a little bit more that way. Get it good and tight. This is where the electric box is going to mount, so that's kind of why I have it up. Check everything with a level. Just make sure this is level this way. And it is. And this way. I'll keep it going in touch. Oh, Lord. Now I left this open here, so when I put up another piece here and go down that further, I can actually put a piece of tape over the top of that to get a good seal in the back. This is where the electrical panel is going to mount, so this is what I wanted to get done right now. So that's why the priority's on that and not necessarily on this back piece. And I also left enough room here to slide the back piece in there so that I can get it back in there against that corner too. So I guess now I gotta find a panel that will fit. Okay, now I'm gonna put some cross frames in here. And these are because the way the box mounts. There's a hole here, box mounted in, the center hole here. And then two and a couple on the sides. I wanted to make sure that these, which are center to center, about 20.5. So I measured these, so the center is about 20.5, maybe a little bit more, but that's okay. Now I can mount the plywood up above this, and it's going to have to go above it here. As you see, this is approximately, this mounting hole is approximately 1 3/8 from the top. So 1 3/8 from the top, which means I'm going to have to pretty much mount this flush with the top. So that's what I'll do. Well, I did it. I forgot to turn the camera on. I do that once in a while. Now we need to put this level and then mark it. Put the bottoms and go in. There we go. Box is honest. Okay, hang on. I'll give you another view of the conduit run. And as you see, there it goes in the building. There's a couple 45s on it. And then it runs the whole way down to the box. The length of the cabin, which is about 40 feet. Take you down there. And here's the other end of, there's the box. And there's the cord of the 4-wire that goes up through the panel, or up to the panel. Well, another day. I'm getting closer to my finish of my electrical panel. I know it's taken me a while. I only work on it, certain when I don't really have anything else to do, but it's getting to the point where I need some electric in that building there. So I'm working on it today. It's kind of a good day to work on it. It's a little bit cooler in the basement, and it's supposed to get up in the 90s again today, so I don't really want to work on the sawmill today anyhow. So hopefully I'll finish, get this almost done, except for the main breaker that feeds the sub panel here. I don't have that, but I can get everything else done to the panel, and then that way I can order a breaker and get that finished. Now hopefully you can see, the first thing I did was string out the wire. I had to buy 4 wires, and I know it's hard to see the black here, it's shaded here, but there's 3 black wires. I need 2 hots and 1 neutral, and 1 green one is actually the ground. As you see, the neutral one, I labeled it here in a few places with white tape. That will be the neutral. I strung them out here in the gravel, and then I went ahead and put my puller through, and this is what I got now. I got it hooked onto the puller there and up into the pipe. Now I'm going to try to pull it myself. This is pretty much a straight line except with a couple 45s, and it's only less than 40 feet long, so I think I should be able to do it myself. First thing I got to do is the puller over there. I want to make sure that it's loose, so when I push it up through, it's going. I'm trying to straighten a little bit of this out too. I don't really want it. Don't want it tight where it pulls tight. I want it loose here. And here we are under the camp. You see the conduit run up through there and all the way down to the basement there. Here's the box. I'm pulling it in. So I'm gonna start doing a little pulling here. Okay, now what I did here by myself, I pulled it till it got hard to pull. Then I'll climb out and go back to the other end and make sure it's freed up. Pull some more cable through there, and hopefully this drops down, I get it down, and I can continue that back and forth. As you see, I didn't get very far there. I got it caught there. This is where I pull it. See if I can push it through a little bit here. And I can. Until it gets tight going the other way. Now I'll go back the other end here. I want to make sure this stays nice and smooth. To make sure it comes through smooth. I don't tape them all together. If I ever have to replace a wire or something happens, and like I said, see, I can almost, there's stop a little bit. So now I go to the other end and straighten that out. I'll try to pull a little bit more. Well, I got a little further. This is where you have 2 people. It's very handy. Because there it comes. That's a good pull there. I think I'm finally around those 245s because it's coming pretty smooth here now. I'm going to go check the other end here. Okay, I got to straighten the wire out again. It was caught hard to pull, but I'm making good progress. And I was able to start pulling it through. I'm going to push it through as much as I can, and then go on the other end again. It's actually pushing through pretty good here. I don't want to go too far. Well, I'm the whole way through. This right here, these are the 3 I'm connecting to. These are the whole way through. I did, not like always, I got a little bit too much, but the same token, I'm going to wrap this stuff around. That will give me some extra in case I need to pull it that way or anything happens or anything, but it's pulled through. All I have to do now is the connections here and here. I'll start at the load in first as you're supposed to when you're an electrician. Start at the low end and work your way up. After pulling the wires down through the LB, I made the connections in the box itself. It's really hard to show you making the connections, but here's the finished connections. Okay, now I can't stress to you how important it is to get the neutrals right, and they're all black, so it makes it a little bit hard. But so on the last one, I connected the neutral, the white marked one, last to make sure I got it. This one, I'm going to connect it first to make sure I get it. Now here's the wires I'm connecting to, and here's my neutral right here. First off, I'm going to cut them all the same size here so that when I wrap them up and around, they go up and around nice. So I'm going to go just past the white mark here and cut them all. This way I can wrap it up and around here, and I'll have some extra just in case something happens. Then the ground's easy to see. All the other ones are easy to see and make, but the white one is a critical one, so that one I'm doing first. So I'm using split nuts. These little suckers are expensive. I was surprised at how expensive they really are. Well, I connect the split nuts and tighten them down good and tight, and then after that I put a layer of rubber tape, the first tape I put on, just to make sure no moisture gets into it. And then after that I put a layer of just your regular vinyl electrical tape on it, and that should be good and safe. I do them all the same. Okay, finally back up at camp today, and today I hope to finish up the electrical box that I put in the sub panel. Now all I have to do is I have a breaker to install right here, a 100 amp breaker. My wiring is fit for 100 amp, and I got to put it in this panel here. Now you see the wires are already here. Those are coming up from up above. I'm going to leave them kind of long in case I want to move it around a little bit. This panel is only 125 amp panel, which that'll be fine. 100. Most of my power eventually will be down there with the kitchen and everything moved down there. So I don't know, at some point I may have to upgrade this to a 200 amp box, but that's a little bit down the road. Today I'm just going to hook up my circuit breaker down here in the lower two that's open. So I know it's going to be hard to see, so I won't even try to videotape. I'll just show everything when I'm done here, and then we'll turn it on and give it a shot, and hopefully my sub panel is working. Okay, everything's connected now. I am going to double check the connections and show them to you here. Remember, this box is not the prettiest. This box is the original. It's been there since I bought the camp, so most of the wiring had already been done in this initial part. I'm going to try to make the other one a little bit neater and a little bit better. Okay, the breaker is currently off. This is the double pole right here, the 100 amp breaker. See, both wires connect to it and then go down. I have the neutral, it goes up to there, which is the neutral side, and I have the ground that goes over to here, to the other side. There you can see it. There you can see both grounds. There's ground coming in from the main box and that ground. So we should be good to go. Now for testing purposes, I am going to put the cover on just for safety. All right, panel box is installed. Covers and all. I also checked all the breakers where the new box is, where the sub panel box is, to make sure everything was off. Now I'm going to turn it on. I'm naturally not going to watch it while I turn it on. I am going to face away in case of flash or anything like that, which I don't expect anything like that to happen, but you can never be too safe when working with electric. So here we go. Okay. No sparks. I don't hear anything bad. I mean, you don't just look for things, you also listen to hear any sizzling, to hear anything that doesn't sound right. So now I'm going to go down to the sub panel and check for power on it. Okay, it looks done. It looks pretty good. The wiring is done. The panel's on. I went ahead and wired a receptacle so I have power back in this area. Then I can start wiring some other stuff here once I get Now that I have power, it gives me more options here. I'll run a receptacle upstairs so I can work upstairs without running extension cords to the old camp. Let me turn you around and show you. There's the panel. And as you see, it is on. I mean, I don't have the cover on yet. I'll probably turn the light off. I'm gonna do some more wiring in there, so I don't know. I may not, I probably should put the panel on before I'm finished here. There's the receptacle. And now I have light back here. So that project is completed. Now this was an awfully long project. If you noticed at the beginning, it was actually a lot of snow in the ground, about 3 feet. I couldn't do sawmilling, so I went down to the old camp, old camp, and pulled out its old 100 box to actually make it. So I think I started this project in December, ran the conduit, put a box down there, had to run some wire, hooked so much it up, and finished it today. And today is towards the end of July. So it's not like it was a quick project, but it is a project. It's completed and it's been done right. I have some holes to plug and stuff on that box, but that's something I can do later. But I want to thank you for viewing. I want to thank you for your time. I really do appreciate it. And if you can, help this old man out and like it and share it and ring that bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos as I continue on the building this addition to make my camp more like a home and a homestead. So once again, it's the old man with a plan. I'll see you later.